Transurfer and the Transurfing Curious. My name is Renee Garcia, and this is TransurfingTV. And today, day 4 of a 5-part series. This is pretty much a series like How to Kill It in 5 parts. This is all the stuff that I'm doing right now. Again, for those of you that have watched this, you probably and watched the previous videos, you probably heard me say this. For those of you new to watching this series, a lot of people have been contacting me over the last year, really feeling victims to their reality, or that circumstances are out of their control, or things are so turned upside down, they don't know what to do, they don't know what action to take, they don't know how to move with what's going on. A lot of people are feeling confined, and this 5-part series is really about taking the times as an opportunity to really advance, shift gears if you need to, choose a different goal and a different door. And these videos in this series are going to be about how to do just that. And today's how to achieve the goal. This is really going to be about staying connected to what it is you want, your choice, and then understanding through these concepts, if you just maintain consistency, if you just continuously take action and keep your thoughts in line with what it is you want to achieve, your intention, your goal, it's immutable law that you will achieve it. It's already done, right? You just need to connect with that version of reality and bring what it is you need to bring in order to facilitate that progress to that higher lifeline. Before I get into it more, remember to like this video and comment below. My world is taking care of me, because it is. And you might just win some of these reprogramming stickers down below. Comment and like this video too. And subscribe, please. We're almost at 10,000 if we haven't hit it already. What? And Reality 2.0 on Teachable down below. Join us on Facebook. And follow me on Instagram, reality_transurfing. So how to achieve the goal. A lot of people right now are challenged with having no goal. And here's the really cool thing that I've learned through this knowledge is when I told myself that I have no goal, that I have no intentions. What do? I don't know what to do. I don't have a goal. I don't have any intentions. My world doesn't produce for me anything if I'm doing this. It really doesn't, because remember, reality is simply a reflection back to you of your attitude and actions and beliefs and thoughts towards it. So if you're sitting at home saying, I have no goal, I have no intentions, I don't know what gives me heart and mind coordination, you're waiting for your reality to do something it's not going to do. You find that in that state, right? Your reality is not going to do that when you're in your state. It's not going to produce what you want when you're in that state. Now, if you can find a little way to feel heart and mind coordination today, or start with a little goal. It doesn't need to be a huge professional goal, right? Or some big life change. It can be a little thing like, I want to get my garden started. Well, I know it's winter here in the US, but maybe in another part of the world, whatever. It can be whatever. Just choose anything, because as you participate with your reality in a new way, anomalous action, this is why I'm such a huge advocate for anomalous action. If you are in need of a goal, if you are in need of a purpose for meaning in life, you are probably not going to find it in your current state of being saying, I don't have it. I don't know what to do. I don't know what my purpose is. That life track that you're on is tapped. You've already tapped it. So you've already experienced all there is in that layer of reality. It's time now to venture outside of your comfort zone. Take action that is anomalous to you. Take action that is outside of your normal realm of actions and get energy circulating externally. Get yourself into new environments. Get yourself seeing new things, experiencing new things. And in this new experience of reality, you will connect with a future goal. Absolutely. This is exactly how it's happened for me. So in how to achieve a goal, this is going to be your first step. If you need to actually find a goal, choose anything. It doesn't matter what it is, because as long as you're working towards that goal and you're creating new stuff circulating in your environment, in your reality, your thoughts are going in a different direction, then your reality will start presenting to you new opportunities, other goals, all sorts of stuff that might suit your fancy, right? It might be something for you. But if you're just sitting at home saying, I don't have a goal, I don't know what to do, I have no purpose, life has no meaning, then your reality is not going to produce jack, right? For those of you that have a goal, but you don't know how, or you have something you think might be a goal, but you don't know how to go about achieving it, then this video is going to be for you. So again, this is a 5-part series. This is day 4. So my first steps in how to achieve your goal is to go back and look at the past 3 videos: disrupting protocol, dialing it in, and harnessing power. These are going to be some pretty big steps in not only getting yourself set in the direction of your goal, right? Setting the vector, but also harnessing your power so you can take that consistent action towards your goal and removing yourself from the pendulums that are getting the better of your energy, right? Because again, you need this for yourself. You need this for your goal. So go back and watch those 3 videos. I would highly suggest these for anyone that is challenged to start in the direction of a new goal. Secondly, set intentions and your goals and doors book. I know that I talked about this, I believe, in day 2, but I'm going to reiterate here. Set an intention, even if it's not the thing that ends up getting realized. So my goals and doors book, and you can go on to the Facebook group and search goals and doors book and see what pops up. I'll explain it here briefly in a moment. My goals and doors book, I do one each year, and my book for last year, 2020, the goals that I ended up achieving looked very different than the goals that were on the face of the book. I write out all the goals on the book, and then the book is inside anything that's going to help me towards materializing that set of goals. Now, what I ended up accomplishing by the end of 2020 looked very different, but it was still highly valuable. It was still me creating my own reality. But what happens here is you set intentions, you set goals, and you start acting, right? This is all anomalous action. And then before you know it, your reality starts presenting to you different opportunities, different options, different doors, different goals. And then all of a sudden you have a bunch of stuff to choose from. So just set some intentions and then go about materializing those intentions with your actions. And before you know it, you will see reality will start presenting you with more options. So this is definitely why I am a big believer in anomalous actions, setting intentions, and that tool, the Goals and Doors book. Again, go onto the Facebook group if you would like to learn more about that. So third, use thought markers. So whatever your goal is, even if it's to find a goal, keep returning back to that thought. So I want to find a goal, or my goal is this, and stay tuned in to what your goal is. A lot of people, and this is why New Year's resolutions don't work. A lot of people set goals, right? And then they just get lost to them. They get sucked into the outer screen, sucked into their inner screen, and they just get lost to those goals. And then a year goes by, and at the end of the year, they're like, oh God, okay, well, I guess I'll set the goal again for losing 20 pounds. Or I guess I'll set the goal again for stopping smoking. So much power is lost in this stupid activity. It's about setting where your thoughts are going to return to, and then consistently and continuously bringing your thoughts back to that marker that you have placed. So for me, my markers are, I want to have 500 videos by the end of 2021. I want to be in a certain position with my live speaking and giving seminars. I have an array of different things that I want to accomplish. I make sure that I'm bringing myself back to those intentions at least a couple times a day. I check in to make certain that my thoughts are in line with those intentions, my actions are in line with those intentions, and my thoughts, my actions, and my frequency, right? This is going to materialize. This is going to materialize. I just need to stay consistent, and this is through the use of thought markers. Transfer chains. So somebody asked me a few days ago on the channel, there's a inconsistency in the Tufte book and transurfing modality. On one side, Vadim tells us to focus on the goal, right? And on the other side, he tells us to not focus on the goal, to focus on the task at hand. So what is it, right? Because there is sort of a disjointed thing that occurs when people set a goal and then they just focus on that goal too intensely and they forget about the process to the goal. So here's the thing. You want to set, and the question was, how do you reconcile this inconsistency? What do I focus on? Do I focus on the task at hand now, or do I focus on the end goal? So you want to keep the end goal in mind, but you want to focus on what you can do right now to achieve that part of that sequence of events to that end goal. Okay. So for me, I keep my goal in mind, but I'm not just sitting there thinking about that goal. I actually have to get there. And in my understanding of the quickest way there, I am able to tap into all that I need to do in this present moment right now to facilitate that progress forward. Keeping my eye on the direction, setting the vector of the flow, and then being concerned with how I keep my little boat going in that direction, if that makes sense. And this is achieved by using transfer chains. So what transfer chains are is, it's exactly how it sounds. It is a series of chain links that are going to get you to your goal. So what a lot of people do, where a lot of people mess up, is they say, okay, I'm here and I want to be here, but I can't think about all that I need to do to get me here, so I'm going to give up, right? Well, I don't know how that's going to be achieved, so probably not for me. It's not going to work, so I'll just give up. Whereas what Vadim Zeland is presenting is that you don't have to be concerned with all the steps from point A to point B. All you need to be concerned with is the step that you can do right now. So if I want to, let's say my ultimate goal is that I'm on stage giving a TED Talk, I don't have to try to figure out all the steps in between here in the TED Talk. All I have to figure out is, first, what can I do right now? So that version of me, that TED Talk version of me, that goal, what do I perceive that version of me as having? What is that? How is that version of me acting? What is that version of me like? What are the skills that version of me obtains? Right? So for me, I know I've got to be good at talking on camera. So first, I need to perfect that one, right? Then after I perfect that one, it will be revealed to me the next step that I have to take. So then I focus on that one, and then I focus on the next, and before I know it, I'm giving a TED Talk, right? But people oftentimes get lost in trying to sort out what they need to do to get from point A to point B. It's so overwhelming, or it's so lost to them, so ambiguous, that they throw their hands up in the air and they say, oh, never mind, it's too complicated. I don't know how to do it. I don't know if I have the skills. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find my way, so I might as well just give up. So the use of transfer chains to a goal is highly, highly effective. That's all I'm doing right now is I'm performing the tasks that I know I can do right now that are in line with that end frame, and wait for my world to present to me the next move. But right now, I just perfect that one. So, and this gets me to my final point, frames. It's really how you like to look at it. You can achieve a goal through thought markers. You can achieve a goal through transfer chains. You can achieve a goal through using Tufte's frame idea, right? Or a combination of all of them. You can do the Goals and Doors book. This is just my formula, but you could mix and match, do whatever works for you, and rock on with your bad self, right? If you like the frame idea, essentially what that is it is you setting that end goal, right? The vector of the flow, setting up what that end frame looks like. So again, me with my TED Talk, okay? Let's just put TEDx, and that's the end frame. Then there's the frames leading up to it. And then here's me down here right now, right? So again, this is just like transfer chains. Right now, the current frame I'm in, what can I do? How can I act? What sort of state of being can I live in prematurely that is going to allow me to feel that version of me or that version of reality that I intend on reaching? How can I do that right now in this current frame? So I fill this frame with as much stuff as I possibly can think of, and then that moves me to the next frame. Then I do the same thing there. Then I do the same thing there. Then I do the same thing there. And before I know it, I'm giving a TED Talk, y'all. So this is kind of how it works. This isn't actually my goal. I use this sometimes as an example, but it's not actually my goal. Truth be told, you guys, I really don't have a goal. I mean, I have the things that I like to achieve on an annual basis or a weekly basis, but I'm just enjoying life and I'm just enjoying what I'm doing right now. And big picture, I'm not thinking I'm going to be 7 years old and I want to have A, B, and C accomplished, because just as I explained that my Goals and Doors book, the front of it, I didn't accomplish exactly everything the way that I set my intentions to on that Goals and Doors book, at the end of 2020, things actually look quite different than how I originally set the intentions. It doesn't mean that I was any less successful. I was actually just as successful, if not more, with what I did accomplish. So this is how I feel about long-term goals as well. As long as I feel as though I am continuously moving to that higher version of myself, that optimal version of myself, I'm happy. So I could say that that's my end goal, right? That when I'm 70 or 80 or 90, I want to feel like, damn, I tapped that, right? I really did tap into the best version of myself that I possibly could. And anything in between here and there, I don't know how it's going to play out. And I actually like that. I don't want to be stuck to just, hamster on a wheel going after one thing and not being flexible to reality. Because in being flexible to reality, man, that is where the fun is. So let me know what you think about this video, how to achieve the goal. Like, comment, subscribe, join us on Facebook, and thank you so much for watching, everyone. Bye.